thank everyone for joining us for our men's press conference here at the 2018 Provincial U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Winning the gold medal, Nathan Chen. Taking the silver medal, Ross Minor. And winning the bronze medal, Vincent Zhou. I'm going to ask each of the gentlemen up here to start with a brief opening statement about how they think their night went tonight, and then we'll get into questions. Nathan, why don't you start?
I'm very happy with tonight. I laid out a 5-quad program, which I haven't been able to do all season. Obviously, I made a mistake on the axle, and I'll have to address that when I get back home. But ultimately, I'm very happy with tonight, and I think I really did my job here.
Ross?
I had one of the most fun nights I've ever had on the ice. That's what I do in training at home, and it was such a good feeling to put it out there at the big game and show what I'm capable of. That's what I do all the time, so it was pretty special.
Vincent?
I love what I do, and what I do is something called figure skating. Don't know if you've heard of it before. Tonight was pretty special. The crowd was awesome, and their energy was flowing through my veins, and if that's even possible. And I know I made some mistakes, but overall I'm very proud of myself for fighting all the way through tonight.
Thank you. All right, now we'll open up for questions. Name and outlet. We'll start with Phil.
Ice Network. Nathan, it sounds crazy to say about somebody who's unbeaten that you had your struggles this season, but is this a big, this is a two-part question, this is the first part, is this a big confidence booster taking you to the Olympics that you could do this? And secondly, is there something wrong with your foot that's led you to abandon the quad lutz temporarily?
I mean, quad lutz was just something I didn't feel it this week. I just felt like I wanted to put out a little bit more of a clean program. That's something that I haven't really been able to do all season. So I figured the flip was a little stronger. That's was the forte of this week, so I would go with that. But yeah, I mean, definitely, same thing as last year. Use nationals as a confidence booster for February, and definitely, was able to do my job here. Everything that I really wanted to get done, I got done. So use this as motivation for the next month.
Len, and then Elliot.
Question for Ross. After a great performance like this tonight, that you perhaps haven't had recently in recent seasons, what would you say to a selection committee that might think, gee, that was an outlier performance, maybe a fluke?
Well, I know it's not a fluke. That's what I do at home every day. And this was the big moment, and I went out there and I have no regrets. I put out a clean competition, and I'm just, at the end of the day, I did my job, and then it's up to them to decide what they decide, but I think I deserve to be there.
Elliot, and then we'll do Amy after that.
Hi, Elliot Almond, San Jose Mercury News. Vincent, this is for you, of course. You started off with a combo and got giant points, I think 20.90, and then you were dinged for your rotation on the rest of your quads. It looked like you were in the moment, but what happened exactly?
I think that I kind of let my legs get away from me, kind of get apart on both the quads in the second half. I've done those many times clean in training at home. I know I'm capable of doing it, but it doesn't change how proud I am of myself tonight for fighting all the way through, like I said.
Amy.
Hi, Amy Donaldson from the Deseret News in Salt Lake. Nathan, just have you had any time at all to reflect, or have you thought at all about watching the 2002 games as a little kid and then getting your start, and then now you're going to go to the Olympics?
I mean, it's been a really fun journey since 2002, since I started. This is definitely where I wanted to be. This is all, that I dreamed of, and, I'm really happy that I took all the right steps. I put the work in to get myself where I am now. And it's all happening so fast, it seems like, just yesterday that I first stepped on the ice, so I still need time to, really wrap my head around everything, but, I'm so happy with everything that's already been happening.
Bonnie, and then we'll go 2 seats in.
Nathan, Bonnie Ford here from ESPN. It feels, to Phil's point, as if you've been competing all year against the bar that you set for yourself a year ago. What is that like?
Yeah, I definitely set a big bar for myself last year. And I mean, I wouldn't even say I reached it today. I think I still have a way to go before I'm able to beat what I did last year. But I definitely gained a lot of experience last year. I was able to, compete at Worlds, so I know what it feels like to compete at, a pretty big senior event. And I know I'm capable of doing that. I just have to, do all the right steps like I did last season to do it again. And today was close to that, so that definitely gives me a lot of confidence going into February.
I agree.
Harold Coven with the San Jose Mercury News. This is for Ross. You didn't do a quad in the short program, and it seemed like you struggled with it during warm-ups tonight. I guess how big was it to get that first jump? Did you feel like that was going to be your night tonight?
So I didn't struggle with it in warm-up. It's my plan to just warm up triple and do it in the moment. So yeah, it felt great to go out there and just stomp the landing and show a beautiful quad. But yeah, I just knew after that, okay, move on, next thing, check.
Questions? Jackie Wong in back.
Jackie Wong, rocker skating. Nathan, not sure if you have been following the other national championships that have been going on. Your main rivals, Shoma Uno and Javier Fernandez and Mikhail Koyata, all of those folks have not skated clean or not even close to clean programs at their own nationals, and here you are putting down two pretty good programs here for you. What do you think that's going to send a message to them, or if you're even thinking about that at all?
Honestly, haven't really thought about that at all. I do know that for Shoma and Mikhail's sake, the final was like a week or two before their nationals. So, if nationals were a week after the final, I would know how stressful that is and how hard it is to recover from an event that big and then go to another big event. Your body needs time to recover. So, not trying to give them excuses or whatever, but I think that definitely played a factor in that. At the same time, ultimately it's my performance, and I need to generally know what the other guys are doing so I can set my own strategies. But for the most part, whatever I do, whatever they do, I can't affect what they do. So ultimately, I just have to focus on myself and do the best job that I can do.
Elliot.
Hi, it's for Vincent again. I'll let you finish your water. Based on, I know you came in here and you've been struggling, and you didn't have two perfect nights here, but you had two darn good ones. Are you feeling like, okay, I'm ready and I deserve to go to Korea?
I definitely feel ready. I've been training very well, been training clean programs. I know that I deserve to go to Korea, but that honestly, that's not up to me. That's up to the selection committee. So I came here and I skated, and the rest is not up to me.
Amy.
Nathan, you've had a pretty good game base going this week. Can you just give us a little more insight into sort of what you were sick with, and did that affect at all sort of your mental preparation?
Yeah, I was a little sick going to this event. Took out about a week and a half of training, I'd say. But I made use of the time that I had, getting healthy / being healthy right before the event. I felt great coming into the event. So, there's really not much to say about that matter except for, that I came here, did my job.
Let's go to Elliot again.
Which means we go back to Vincent again. So there was about 300, I think about 300 supporter groups, and you knew from your mom that there was going to be people, but what's it like to, here you are trying to make an Olympic team, and you have all these people, and they're there. Were you able to tune them out? You said you used their energy to help you. What was that like?
No pressure. Only a few 100,000 or million people watching. ice is ice. Went out there and going into the quad lutz and the quad flip and the quad sound, every jump in the program, I told myself this is just training, this is just training. I felt the strength that I've been accumulating through my off-ice and on-ice work through the past month or two, and I just focused on myself. I'm pretty sure everyone says that, but it's true because it's effective. The crowd was amazing. I could feel their energy, and it was good motivation hearing them causing damage to my eardrums. But it was good energy out there. I could feel it. It was definitely helped me.
Karen.
Karen Cross, New York Times. This is for Ross. When you landed your last jump, it looked like you did a little fist pump. And can you just take us through like the last, from that till the music stopped? What is just going through your head, and then when the music stopped and you knew the crowd is going crazy?
So I today watched a video of myself in 2011. It was my first senior nationals, and I kind of did the same thing. I skated a clean long, and I remember finishing my program, and it's just such a cool feeling. You know, you can feel the crowd standing up when you're spinning, and you can feel the energy of the building. It's such a pure happiness knowing that you just don't care what the score is. It doesn't matter. You did your job. You did what you do in practice, and you're out there, and like nothing can take away that happiness. And yeah, it's pretty indescribable. It's why we skate.
Phil.
Nathan, throughout the season, did you ever get any sense of frustration that you weren't able to get back to that bar you set last year, or even the slightest niggling doubt about whether you were going to get there?
I mean, yeah, I had frustration here and there throughout the season, but every competition, every year is totally different than the previous. You can't try to recreate the exact same thing that you did last year because, you know, circumstances change. But, you know, the thing is I know I'm capable of doing it, so, and I've done similar things in practice, just not in events, so I knew that, you know, I'm capable of doing it still. I just needed to make sure that I did everything right when all the pressure came and all the people were there, so, you know, I'm glad I was able to do what I did here.
Hi Nathan, Robert Samus with the Washington Post. I'm just curious, you're a man of strategy, and I'm wondering if you thought what you did tonight would be enough to win the Olympics, and if not, what more would you need to do?
I mean, I made a lot of mistakes in the short program. I made mistakes in the long. You know, mistakes like that are costly, so those are the first things to be addressed. Both programs were sort of, well, not necessarily watered down. Definitely short was watered down since I took the Lutz out, and also Lutz was not in the long. So you know, there will be some edits I think to the long program depending on how training goes, depending on how my body goes. But you know, it's hard for me to answer that question. I don't know what the other guys would do. Ultimately, you know, I have this plan for myself, and I know this is a strong one. I just have to make sure that, you know, I continue training in practice, continue working on all the little kinks, and just make sure that when the time comes, you know, I'm able to do my job.
Bonnie.
Nathan, we all, and I think probably deservedly so, are treating this like a foregone conclusion. How do you keep making the Olympic team from being just another box that you check instead of an accomplishment that most people would consider sort of not just a thing on a checklist?
I mean, I still need time to, you know, really wrap my head around this, but this whole season has gone exactly as I'd wanted to in terms of all the requirements to make that Olympic team. So honestly, at this point in time, it is sort of just checking off that box. You know, I still have a lot more to do, but ultimately, you know, this is the dream that I've wanted for a long, long time. I've really strived towards this my entire life, and I've always wanted to know what it feels like to be on that Olympic team. And you know, it's honestly pretty indescribable. It's amazing. You know, it's definitely, you know, the culmination of all my hard work.
All right, we have time for one more. Let's go finish with Jackie and back.
Vincent, question for you. 2 years in a row now, you've had a sort of rough fall season, kind of inconsistent, and then really went gangbusters at nationals, and getting the silver medal, and then the bronze medal here. So, what has this season been like? Take me through how you've been able to recover from the stress that was the fall season.
This season was a roller coaster. Last season I was struggling with a little hip injury that kept on going during my junior Grand Prix, and that's the reason my performance was watered down at those. But I recovered in time to peak at nationals. Well, to start training better at nationals and then peak at junior worlds. This season, I would say there were some issues with my training during the Grand Prix season. But like I said, during my teleconference before nationals, after the Grand Prix in France, we reassessed everything, we changed lots of things, and obviously it's been effective, and I hope that it continues to help me improve, and hopefully next season goes better all the way through.
Alrighty, thank you, gentlemen. Just real quick before everyone leaves, I want to remind everyone that the men's announcement and press conference media availability will be tomorrow at 8:15 in this room. That announcement will be accompanied by a press release. And then the pairs announcement and press conference will be at 9:45 tomorrow morning in this room. Again, if you want to get on the email list and you haven't, so if you didn't receive the ladies' release this morning, please see me after this and I'm happy to add you to the list. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.